was once a widow who had 2 sons, the youngest of whom was named Joshua. They lived in a small cottage in the middle of the woods where the flowers bloomed beautifully and the sun shone brightly. One day, Joshua's older brother was sent to the woods by their mother to cut some wood and sell it to the market. His mother had given him a meal and a bottle of wine to take with him. While he was cutting a tree, a man approached him and said, "Kind young lad, I'm hungry and thirsty. A piece of your meal and a sip of your wine would satisfy me." But the eldest son replied, "If I give you a piece of my meal and a sip of my wine, there would not be enough left for me." With this, he left the man in a hurry. During his meal, however, he had not realized that a wolf was close by, watching every move he makes, as it could smell the meal he was eating, and in a split second, the wolf attacked him. The night the widow and Joshua paced around their house, waiting for the return of the eldest son, but he did not return. The next day, Joshua decided to go to the forest to go look for his brother. The first day he went to the woods, he returned with no luck. However, Joshua did not give up. Again, for days he went to the woods and back, but he found nothing. One time, however, when Joshua was at the woods, he saw a wolf-like figure tailing him from behind. Joshua then hurried home and arrived safely. After this incident, the widow was worried about Joshua's safety. She did not want to lose her only son, left, so she strongly disagreed to Joshua's persistence on going to the woods again. "Mom, I'm old enough to go to the woods. I can protect myself. I promise," pleads Joshua. "No, I have lost your brother, and I'm not willing to risk losing you too," said the widow. No matter how hard the widow insists that Joshua should not go, Joshua persists on going, and so the widow sent him off to the woods, packing him with a meal and a bottle of wine. In the midst of searching for his brother, Joshua met the same man his brother had met in the woods a few days ago. The man said, "Young man, I have not eaten for days. It would be very kind of you if you would let me get a piece of your meal and a sip of your wine." Without hesitation, Joshua gave him his entire meal. Before Joshua could leave the man to pursue his search, the man gave Joshua a goose. The man told Joshua to keep the goose until the man returns for it. As he said, he will be traveling for some time and can't bear to carry the goose along. Joshua was hesitant at first, but he thought about the hardships the man will have to go through if he was to bring the goose along in his travel. So Joshua gladly accepted the goose, and the man left. That afternoon, Joshua went home and took care of the goose. A few months then passed, and the man had not returned for the goose. The goose, however, was full of surprises. For the past month, it had produced more than 5 golden eggs in total. However, instead of selling the eggs for money, Joshua kept the eggs for the man, as he did not want to take what was not his. The next day, the man appeared in Joshua's house front doors without notice. He came for the goose, and Joshua readily gave him back to. Being the truthful man he was, Joshua confessed about the golden eggs. No matter how many questions Joshua asked the man about the goose, the man only smiled, and at last he said, "Dear boy, you are quite different from others, aren't you? The day that we met, without hesitation, you gave me all of your meal, and today, when I appeared out of nowhere, without notice, you gladly welcomed me. I can see that you are always prepared for my coming, aren't you?" Joshua replied, "Honestly, sir, I did prepare for your coming every single day. I had made a promise with you, and I would not want to break that promise of mine." With his words, the man smiled a satisfactory smile. He then gave the 5 golden eggs to Joshua as a sign of gratitude.
Created using Powtoon.